This is a WWN Publishing Group recording. Copyright 2016, all rights reserved. This is an abridged version of Killmore by Martha Sweeney to make the story appropriate for all listeners. If you want to read the complete story, you can find the ebook or paperback online. Links are provided in the description below. Killmore, Book 1 of the 2-book series. Read to you by the author. Chapter 14, Laurie. It's 8 in the morning and I'm already at the restaurant, hoping to get what needs to be done finished so I can get back home and avoid the now ever-present tourists who plague our town. I swear there's at least 100 more than last year. "Hey, Laurie," Trudy calls right as I'm on the last order form for inventory. "Hey, what?" I call over my shoulder, not looking back. "There are a couple of customers who want to talk to you about the food," she informs. "What about it?" I inquire. "Don't know," she answers. I turn and find her trying to hide a smile. "It better not be Cody," I whine. "Cody is singular," she returns. "I said they, as in plural." "Tell them I'll be right out," I inform. "I'm almost done." "Will do," she answers, bouncing back into the kitchen. 10 minutes later, I grab my stuff and the dogs and make my way through the kitchen and out to the front of the restaurant. The place is packed with every table and bar stool filled. As my eyes adjust to the swarm of bodies, Trudy directs me to the end of the bar closest to the door. "Here they are," Trudy presents as 2 men spin and face me. I wouldn't have recognized them right away since they're both wearing hats. Taking a deep breath, not wanting Trudy to know that I've already met these men, in the not-so-best of ways the other day, I say, "Hi, how can I help you?" "You're the owner," Paul checks. "Yes," Trudy confirms for me, not letting me speak. I offer a fake smile. "I'm Paul, and this is my son Aiden," Paul greets, reaching his hand forward. My fake smile returns, but I don't touch him. "Shake the man's hand," Trudy whispers through a closed jaw. Damn it, damn her, damn them. Taking Paul's hand, I return, "Yes, I'm the owner. What can I do for you?" "We just wanted to let you know that we're new in town and love the food," Paul answers. "Great," I reply, trying to hide my distaste. "I told these men that their next meal is on us since they're fellow townies now," Trudy mentions. "It is tradition." "Yes, of course," I agree, even though I feel the complete opposite. My glare burns at them through my sunglasses, waiting for them to say anything in front of Trudy about our little run-in the other day. "Maybe you ladies could join us for that meal," Aiden comments, "if it's not too much of a bother." Right as I'm about to reply, Trudy jumps in. "Not at all. We'd be happy to, especially since you gentlemen and I didn't get to discuss much the other day." "The other day?" I inspect. "I brought the boys in for dinner and we ended up sitting right next to them," Trudy explains. "We were able to chat a little before they had to leave, and that's how I found out about them moving into town." "What day works best for you ladies?" Paul inquires. "We don't want to bother you if things are hectic with the restaurant and all." "Jacob has his soccer game tonight, so we can do it afterward, or tomorrow if that works with you," Trudy shares. "How do you know I'm not busy?" I interject. "You'll be with us tonight as you always are for his games," Trudy says with a smile. "And tomorrow night?" I press. "If you have plans with Dr. Cody, then have him tag along," she insists. "Tonight," I return sharply. "Tonight would be fine." "If you two don't have anything to do, why don't you join us for the game?" Trudy mentions. "Jacob's team will be on field 2 at the park." "That would be great," Paul returns. "What time?" "The game starts at 3:30, right after school. It's the last one before their spring break," Trudy informs. "The game will be about an hour and a half or 2, and then we'll come right here for dinner afterward. We have extra chairs and a blanket, so just bring yourselves." "Great," Paul and Aiden reply. "Great," I reply with fake excitement in my voice. "I've got to go. I'll see you all later." I head for the door, not allowing anyone to keep me longer. The dogs and I make our way over to visit with Esther for the rest of the day until it's time for Jacob's game. The dogs wait patiently to get into the truck after I assist Esther in to join us. She and Gerald always go to any activities Marcus or Jacob are in, especially if it's in town. As the game commences, Trudy, Esther, Gerald, and Marcus are sitting in the lounge chairs. The dogs rest on the blanket at my left while I stand. I've never really been one to really sit down in public, especially when my back isn't to something solid and I know no one can come up from behind me. Even though I have the dogs for warning and protection, I still don't like having my back exposed. "Hey, everyone," Dr. Cody greets to my left. I watch Cody's movements with my peripheral vision as I stay focused on Jacob. Cody exchanges hugs with everyone and moves towards me eagerly. "Go, Jacob!" I cheer as he gets a hold of the ball and moves forward toward the goal. The action on the field is perfect timing for me to evade Cody's public displays of affection. He just tried to kiss me on the cheek while wrapping his arms around my waist. "Hey, glad you could make it," Trudy says a few minutes later, as the game continues and Cody stays standing a foot or two to my right. I turn and see Aiden and Paul walking up to us, and I feel Cody standing closer to me. Trudy makes introductions to Esther and Gerald since they've already met Marcus. Marcus says hello, but returns his attention back to finishing The Great Gatsby. Then Trudy introduces Aiden and Paul to Cody. I notice a more male dominance thing from Cody. I need to put him in his place sooner than later. "Good to see you," I greet, shaking Aiden's and Paul's hands. "Likewise," returns Paul. "Which number is Jacob?" 23, Trudy answers sweetly. I roll my eyes and then keep them focused on the field. Regardless of his number, Jacob would easily be spotted out of everyone. They met the other night, and Jacob's the only darker-skinned boy playing. I stay quiet, listening in to the conversations around me as the game progresses. Cody tries to slip an arm around my waist a few times, but I'm able to deflect it, pretending I need a drink, use the bathroom, or some other task that allows me to move away. Dr. Derek joins us too, and ends up spending most of his time chatting with everyone. By 6, we're all sitting down in the outside patio area of the restaurant that is to the left of the building. I continue to hide behind my sunglasses as the sun sets and everyone around the table chats freely. I watch the two new townies, speculating as to why they need my help. Cody rests his arm on the back of my chair several times throughout the meal. I can't believe he feels intimidated. Conversations are light and friendly amongst everyone as I sit quietly and listen. On occasion, Trudy or Esther try to pull me in with a question. I see what they're trying to do, so I answer as minimally as possible. Everyone stays later than we usually do, even with it being a school night for the boys. Once Gerald and Esther leave, the dogs and I head home immediately afterward, wanting to avoid the grown men in attendance, especially Cody. There's no need to feed his ego, making him think he can have any kind of a claim on me. Despite my reservation as to why Paul and Aiden are in town, my body tingles at the thought of having a one-night stand with Mr. Hot Stuff before turning down their request to help them with whatever it is they want. I remind myself to focus, needing to know why they're here and why they want my help. It doesn't make sense. Becky would have mentioned something when we spoke, wouldn't she? She hasn't returned my initial text inquiring about them, which concerns me. This is the end of this chapter. Thank you for listening. I hope you're enjoying the story so far. To read the full, unabridged version, you can find a link in the description below. To find out about new releases before the general public, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter. You'll find a link in the description as well. Also, to be notified when the next chapter is published, make sure you subscribe to my channel.